Hello and welcome again. Today I've come to speak to you about AI, and I begin this video of course with my very own image, but I am speaking to you in the flesh and blood in my natural voice. And I think now it's really important that whoever is creating content on YouTube, making a movie, making an advert or a commercial, they have that responsibility to inform people if what they're sharing is made by AI or if it's actually a human being. Because I don't use YouTube, of course, for making a profit, and I never did. But for people who are in the business of creating a commercial, creating a piece of music, a movie, a short, or whatever, what are they going to do? If we can cheat the process and get ChatGPT to write us a script, copy that script, put it into AI, clone some kind of voice or get some ready-made voice, get some ready-made avatar, and throw content out there, literally making videos, elaborate videos to it that, within minutes. Then the flesh and blood or the traditional type of creator would no longer be required, and that's already happening on YouTube actually. Where I've posted a lot of my content, I have noticed that teaching content, information content, and some entire YouTube channels are totally AI. Now, what does that leave for our young people to aspire to do in the future? They won't be able to really be, in fact, they won't be making YouTube channels the traditional way. Now, you might argue that me speaking to you on camera, that too was something that was fairly new some time ago. It took away the need for maybe information to come from media houses or from the newspapers and things like that. For example, the newspaper has long become something of the past, where people would have the paper delivered to their house on a morning and they would sit with their coffee and read the newspaper. Some people still like to do that. Of course, it's not necessary. Watching the news at an appointed time on public television, that too is something we don't need anymore. The camera, and when we save how many shots we have, that too is gone. Of course, going back before I was born, there was the time when the television replaced the radio. But now we are at a serious point in human history where everything that we create is now going to be transformed by AI. What does it now mean to be a creator of content, music, movies, a lesson on YouTube? What does that really mean at this stage? And we are right now sitting at that point of inflection. Of course, I could go on and on and on speaking to you, but the thing about it is, I've already put my discussion and my script into ChatGPT. I've got it to make a nice, concise script for my YouTube avatar, is what I told it. And then I pasted that into Hey Gen. I created a voice using 11 Labs. I put that into Hey Gen, and I did all of that actually because ChatGPT told me that these two places were the best places to use. So I signed up. Actually, I have a pretty low budget setup there, but the video that you're about to look at was created by AI with prompts from me. I've added on a few things through iMovie. So in that sense, I can say I'm still a creator, but I know that there are entire YouTube channels that are totally generated by AI. And as the video explains, we could be now at that turning point, this great point of inflection, where AI is about to take over social media, the internet, and human creativity is under threat. So let's move in and take a closer look.
Right now, in the years 2025 to 2027, We are standing at a true inflection point for artificial intelligence. Until recently, AI felt like a helpful tool, writing text, generating images, editing video. But what's happening now is something larger. AI is becoming seamless and multimodal. It can write, speak, create lifelike video, and even mimic human personalities. Within a year, its output will be so realistic that most people will not be able to tell the difference between human and machine-made content. To understand the scale of this change, we can look back at history. When the printing press arrived in the 1400s, it broke the monopoly on knowledge and set off centuries of enlightenment. AI is now breaking the monopoly on content creation itself. During the Industrial Revolution, machines transformed physical labor, scaling human productivity beyond imagination. AI is now doing the same for intellectual and creative work. The internet rewired how we communicate and connect, shrinking the world into a global village. AI is now rewiring how information itself is produced, at massive scale and speed. And just as electricity became an invisible force powering every aspect of modern life, AI will soon run silently through everything we do: education, business, health, and culture. The question is not whether AI will change our world. It already is. The real question is whether we guide it toward empowerment, truth, and creativity, or allow it to flood us with noise, deepfakes, and misinformation. The next 2 years are decisive. This is the inflection point. The choices we make now about ethics, policy, and responsibility will shape not just the digital world, but the human story for generations to come.